In the name of Allah, the most merciful and the most beneficent, may the peace and blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be on all of us. Assalamu alaikum students. In your previous class, you learned about the continuity of life and variations. Now today, we will revise it and I will explain you activity which is related to this chapter. And this chapter is related to the genetics. Now what is genetics? A branch of biology which studies heredity and variation in organisms is called genetics. Now what is heredity? In your previous class you learned about the heredity. The transfer of characteristic from parents to their offspring is called heredity. And this characteristic is also known as traits. Now what is traits? Traits are characteristic of living organisms such as leaf shape, color of flower, eyes colors, etc. Now I explained to you about the chromosome and DNA. Now see the diagram. This is the cell. Now what is cell? Cell is the unit of life. And this is the nucleus. Nucleus is the largest organelle of the cell and it controls all the activities of the cell. Now in this nucleus, the some thread-like structures are present which is called the chromosomes. Now what is chromosomes? Chromosomes are thread-like structures which are found in the nucleus of a cell and store all the genetics information of an organism. Now see the DNA. Now what is DNA? A chromosome consists of protein and a nucleic acid is called DNA. Or DNA stores genetic information and DNA is transmitted from one generation to another generation. And DNA determines what type of characteristic would be developed in an organism. And what is gene? Genes are responsible for the expression of all characteristics and the genes are located on the chromosome. Have you got it? Now let's talk about the activity. Now see the activity. The activity is to observe resemblance and variation in a family. Now see the table. It shows the feature or characteristic and families. In this activity, you have to observe your features, then you will note it down. Now the first feature and characteristic is the ear, the free and attached. Now see the diagram. There is free lobes and the attached lobes. Free lobes means the ear lobes hang free. And attached lobe means they connect directly to the sides of the head. They are attached. So, note the following characteristic in your grandparents, parents, your brother, your sister and yourself in the table. Like this. Have you got it? So, first observe is about ear, whether it is free and attached. Observe it and mention with whom it resemblance, with your grandmother, grandfather, father, mother, brother, sister, and self. Have you got it? Now the next feature and the characteristic is hair, straight or curly. So now first observe it and then mention its resemblance in the column like this. Now same is the color of hair. Now first observe it and mention with whom it resembles with your family member like this. Now the same is here. Intelligence, height and complexion. Observe it and note it down like this. The tongue, roller and non-roller. Now see the diagram. The first one is non-roller and the second one is roller tongue. Now the same is you observe it and mention in the table. Have you got it about the activity? In this activity, note the following characteristic in your grandparents, parents, your brother, your sister and yourself in the table. Now last but not the least, home task. Now activity to observe resemblance and variation in a family, page number 70. And this activity is to be done in activity file. And exercises, do exercise B, C and D, page number 78, 79 and 80. Now here is about activity file, that how can you maintain it. This is the file and this is the computer paper. So take some computer papers and attach them in a file, and you can maintain or decorate it like this, or you can apply any other idea. Have you got it about the activity file? Now this is all for today, and I hope that you have understood the activity and the home task. Take care. Allah Hafiz.